Representative LaMalfa for 5 minutes.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman, Ms. Laura, for joining us here. What do you see as the impediment for the service to expediting what Mr. Benz is talking about, what I'm talking about, Mr. Vasquez is talking about? What's really the difficulty on wanting to do something with these tools that are really, we know, effective?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any impediments really. I mean, we're expanding the use of targeted grazing for fuels reduction. We've done in FY23, we used hazard fuels reduction money to fund 75,000 acres worth of projects to the tune of about $600,000 to do work in different parts of the country on it. And a couple examples on the Black Hills, we used virtual fencing technology to maintain fire breaks, which was a successful effort. We also—
Why don't you describe virtual fencing for the crowd for us?
Yes, Congressman. So virtual fencing is a way for us to move cows around the landscape using, it's sort of like your invisible fence for your dog. Essentially, we're able to move cows around. They have the cows wear collars, and we can remotely control where the cows can go using that virtual fence. And it's a really powerful tool for us of being able to effectively manage cows across the landscape. And to the project in South Dakota, we were able to use that virtual fence to keep the cows focused on an area to use for fuels reduction, to maintain a fuel break. We've also done it in Southern California in chaparral habitat with goats, and we've got a lot more projects in the hopper. So to your point, Congressman LaMalfa, I think we're expanding those uses, and this bill is going to help us focus that. Part of the bill is to develop a strategy around that, and I think it's overdue for us to have that strategy.
Well, under the Forest Service purview, now you said you got 75,000 acres out this year on that?
That was in FY23. That's a stats from FY23.
23, all right.
Yeah.
So is it a higher number in 24, would you guess?
We're increasing that number, sir.
Okay, so you have under your purview about 193 million acres.
Correct.
Nationally. And so how many acres would you, just rough guess, I'm not going to hold it to you, but could be grazed if you did 100% of them, do you think? I mean, how many have that kind of material on them that would be somehow grazable?
Yeah, I'd have to get back to you with specific numbers. I can tell you that we have active permits on about 73 million acres, and there's 95 million acres that are considered rangelands on National Forest Service lands, which could be used in some form or fashion for these efforts.
When you say 73 million acres of active permits, are in terms of active, because I hear a lot of frustration out there actually getting the work done, the grazing done on the ground. When you say are they active, are they all being utilized? Are they in play, or is there some other thing holding them up from actually getting cattle on these lands? Now,
The majority of those 73 million acres that are available for livestock grazing, we do. I mean, there's exceptions. There's obviously, in cases where we've had challenges with water or with fires, we modify it. But in general, yes, we have those permits are active.
Okay, because I do hear that leases are being lost, and that fire can affect those leases, and there's conversation about being able to trade out leased areas that have been damaged by fire for those that haven't on a quick basis instead of a long period of permitting and things like that. So what would you say about those things?
Yeah, many units have got reserve allotments that we're able to move livestock from if they've been impacted by fire. Not everyone, or if we have vacant allotments, we often use those vacant allotments for emergency situations where the permittees aren't able to have forage due to a fire.
What do you see the trend as far as third parties like NGOs coming in and buying up grazing allotments and then not utilizing them, but just idling the land?
Yeah, it's happened in a number of occasions. I don't have the specific data for you. I don't know if it's an increasing trend or a decreasing trend, but it has happened.
Do you see that as something that is helpful towards the goals of Forest Service or even the cattle ranchers?
I think it depends on the situation. I mean, sometimes the allotments are in a situation where there's, there's a lack of improvements that are available, and the investment is not worth it to get the permit back up to standard. In other cases, it might be for for a specific species that they're concerned about. So, yeah, there's a number of reasons for that.
Is there a reason that getting the permit back up to standard is bureaucratic, or is it something else going on? Why would the rancher not want to get the permit back up to speed?
It's about economics sometimes, Congressman LaMalfa.
The economics of the cost of getting the permit
The cost
done?
of getting the improvements, getting it back up to standard so that we can graze livestock again.
All right, we'll delve into that later. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.